What's going on, champions? This is Julien, Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, here to take the fear out of fitness. Class is in session. We're about to take off. Guys, I recently came across this video or this picture where, first of all, let's get started with the whole Cheesecake Factory scenario, the foolishness of the Cheesecake Factory lady, who, by the way, was a hoax. By the way, most of y'all don't realize that was a skit. Both the male and the female in the video were in on it. This is not that was not an actual date. But even if it were a date, let's pretend like it was a date. What's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory? Personally, I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory, but I have taken my wife to restaurants where it's comparable, right? Now, one of the things that kills me is, first of all, somebody is spending money on you. Ladies, let's start with the ladies on this one, because we gotten so far off the grid that y'all believe this video so much that y'all got in your feelings and started demanding men not do certain things with y'all. And I got news for y'all. Some of y'all aren't even worth Cheesecake Factory. Okay? I'm just keeping it real. Some of you are, some of you aren't. But let me tell you something. You got a lot of nerve demanding somebody take you somewhere when the gesture itself, things ain't cheap out here. And for the simple fact that somebody's willing to take you out on a date and spend $100, maybe $200 on your date, be quiet and enjoy the company of the other person. This is the mindset that's got some of y'all single. This is me holding y'all accountable, ladies, because you know full well that dudes of a certain caliber aren't checking for all of you. I've done the math. There's only 14,000 men eligible to be married to you ladies that are seeking them. All right? And if that's the case, guess what that means? Only 14,000 of you are getting married. If you're lucky. Okay? If you're seeking that dude that can take you to a restaurant better than the Cheesecake Factory. And fellas, before I go into this list, stay in your wage. Act your wage. Don't try to impress these women by spending your final last dollar, taking them to places that you know full well you wouldn't even go to if you had the money to go. But you don't have the money, and you're acting like you got it, breaking your finances, spending your life savings, possibly spending your car note to try to impress somebody that may not be even worth impressing, because she is not in it to get to know you. She's not in it to find out what kind of character man you are. She is in it merely to fill her stomach up and go night-night. She ain't even trying to give you none, for the most part. Okay? So here you are, taking her to some ridiculously expensive restaurant that you can't afford, so you could say that you tried your best to get in her pants. And guess what? You should know already. You're not getting in them. And anybody that you have to spend ridiculous amounts of money on isn't the woman for you. It isn't a woman for anybody, truth be told. Because they should be looking at you as a human being. They should be looking to see what kind of man you are, not looking to see what they can get out of you. But I'm going to read this list real quick because it gets funny. Because Joy Taylor of FS1 said, this list is foolish. And, saying who's too good for that. Now, mind you, the likes of Stephen A. Smith, Joy Taylor, Molly Karam, Shannon Sharp, all these people are millionaires. At the very minimal, they make at least six-figure salaries, right? These are the creme de la creme of earners in the United States of America. By the way, if you don't know already, 14% of the United States population makes $100,000 a year. 14%. Joy Taylor, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Molly Karam happens to be those people. And I, for one, have heard them literally go, what's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory? These are people who probably go to the finest of fine restaurants. Restaurants you probably will never ever get into. And they themselves are like, Cheesecake Factory is dope. What's wrong with you? All right? But I digress. Here's the list. I don't know if you can read this, but I'm going to read it for you. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's. Applebee's is kind of dying out, but what's wrong with Applebee's? It's a date. It's not your wedding. Okay? But I digress. Chili's. All right, Chipotle is a little much. Yeah, I mean, taking a girl out to Chipotle is a little bit on the corny side. Now, if you're in your teenage years, Chipotle is just fine to take a girl out on a first date. It's just fine. If you're in your early teens. Olive Garden, again, early teens. The movies, early teens. If you're an adult, that should be a package deal. It should be dinner and a movie. All right? So I'm sorry, ladies, if you think the movies is beneath you, you're stupid. Your house, fine. But I mean, if things hit it off, why not? Any fast food chain. Again, if you're a high schooler, Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm sorry, Buffalo Wild Wings is nice. I could get down to I can eat some Buffalo Wild Wings. And as a matter of fact, as a guy, I want to see, are you down to earth or are you too good for certain things? And I'm sorry, you got to relate to my family. You got to relate to my people. You can't be just somebody that I bring around and you got to act like, you sitting like this at the table because you don't want to get your fingers messy. You don't want to get sauce on your lips. You just did your makeup and all, right? I can't get with a woman like that can't get her fingers dirty. Wingstop, again, Buffalo Wild Wings, same difference. Red Lobster, what is wrong with Red Lobster? It's seafood. You acting like seafood ain't expensive. Since Red Lobster, because it's a chain restaurant. Oh, shut up. A buffet. Okay, a buffet is a little much. IHOP. That depends. IHOP and Denny's depends. And the reason why IHOP and Denny's depends on how long y'all been out for. Because maybe y'all been out chilling, y'all been partying, you went out, you had dinner, then you went to a club, you danced all night, and when you danced all night, you went to the movies, then you went to the club, you danced all night, and when you realized it, it's 4 a.m. You danced yourself hungry, time to go to IHOP, time to go to Denny's. It's just that simple. The gym. I mean, if it's your lifestyle, after a few, not on a first date, you shouldn't be going on a first date to the gym. That's kind of corny. I will admit that. Church. What's wrong with taking your date to church? If you're a God-fearing man and your intentions is to be married, you might want to see where her mindset is. And if she is literally smoking, her skin is smoldering as she walks inside the building, you might want to put her back outside and leave her there. Starbucks. I'm sorry. Coffee date. I don't know you yet. I'm not trying to blow my whole paycheck on you yet. I'm not trying to blow a portion of my paycheck. I'm not trying to blow a 10th of my paycheck on you yet. Not even. Because I don't know you. I don't know what you're about. I don't even know if I like you. Think you're cute, but I don't know if I like you. So let me find out if I like you first before I spend a 10th of my paycheck on our date. Coffee dates, just went over that. Ice cream dates, same difference. Again, especially when it's hot outside. Family functions, yes, it's a little too early to be meeting my family. But, again, tying back into the Wingstops and Buffalo Wild Wings, I want to see if you could get down with the get down when it comes to eating. Because if you can't eat with the best of me and get your hands messy, you can't get around my family. You'll never see my family. You'll get clowned for eating like a priss. Oh my God, I can't eat that. Unless you got allergies, don't come with me with that nonsense. But anyway, movie night, Netflix and chill. Okay, I mean, nah. I mean, unless I cooked, unless I legit like spent money on you and literally put out a spread. We actually sat down at the dinner table. We ate. Now we could watch a movie in the crib, drink a bottle of wine, do whatever, you know, if that's what it gets down to. But if it doesn't, fine. But that's a up in the air one. Somewhere that requires a long drive. How long is a long drive? I mean, I'm asking legitimately. 30 minutes? An hour? So we can't travel an hour to go where we got to go to have fun. Especially if it's somewhere nice. So what if the nicest restaurant is an hour away? What are you going to do now? You want to go? Or you want to sit back and go, I can't do that. Bowling. You might want to see a competitive streak. It could be a part of the date. It can't be the date. I'll agree to that. Bowling cannot be the date. Bowling can be a part of the date. Nightclubs. Nah, I'm sorry. We gonna find out some things. We can go to the nightclub, but that doesn't mean that's the only place we're going, and it doesn't mean that that's the only place we've been. But I want to see some things. I want to see if dudes is gonna approach you as if they know you, if you out here in these streets for real. I want to see if there's any discretion with you, because maybe you do know people there, but because you have discretion, people know how to act around you. You have ground rules. You have ways of operating yourself and conducting yourself as a woman. So sure, why not? But also you're exposing your date to other men, which means there's a possibility that she might not go home with you. Hookah bar, don't smoke. So that's not even, that's gross. It's unsanitary. And no. A bar just for drinks. Again, drinks are expensive. I mean, a bottle of beer is like $8. A glass of wine is like $12. A glass, not the bottle, a glass. So between the two of us, that's $24. Sit down and talk, have a couple of drinks. Maybe I get to know you a little bit better and I like you. So then now, guess what? There is a part 2. If I didn't like you, date ends. If I like you, part 2. I'm not wasting my money on you. I'm not wasting money. There's a difference. I will spend money, but I'm not wasting money. A Waffle House, again, depends on when you went. You going to the Waffle House first thing? No. If you've had a 12-hour run of a date and it's just been the most magical night of your lives, it should end at the Waffle House, Denny's, or IHOP. Sporting events. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. What? What What if the person that I'm dating is supposedly a fan of sports? What if they're a fan of sports and they're rivals? So I'm a Giants fan. My wife is a Detroit Lions fan. We're not rivals in the classical sense, but what if my wife was a Cowboys fan? Ugh, okay, I'm gagging in my throat right now. But what if my wife was a Cowboys fan? And when we first met, we find out she's a Cowboys fan. And all of a sudden, we're watching the game and she's talking smack to me. I'm talking smack to her. She knows the game. And we enjoy each other's company. And all of a sudden, you know what? Even though I don't like your team and you don't like mine, we're going to the next football game featuring the Giants versus the Cowboys. One of us is going to go home a little salty, but you know what? We're going to have a good time because I paid for us to have a good time at the stadium because this is a rivalry. You're a sports fan. I'm a sports fan. We can enjoy each other's company, rib each other a little bit. You know, if one of us is getting blown out or one of us loses, you know, make a little side bet on what comes next afterwards. You know, you pay for the next date or I pay for the continuation of this date. It's all good. And especially depending on what time of day it is. If it's a night game, maybe not. Because you don't want to be driving home after a game and it's, you know, a traffic jam all the way through and then all of a sudden you ain't getting home until 2 o'clock in the morning. Nah. If it's a day game, sure, why not? But that's part one of the date. Part two of the date is anywhere else that you can go. It's a date. This isn't the romantic part yet. I don't know you. I want to get to know you. I want to see where your head is at. I want to see what kind of woman you are. And once I know what kind of woman you are, if you are special to me, there's a lot coming down the pike other than a football game, a baseball game, a basketball game. A lot more than that. Certainly more than the Cheesecake Factory. Maybe you will end up to my house, but maybe you end up at my house and I make food so good that you'll forget Cheesecake Factory and whatever fancy restaurant you thought you wanted to go to ever existed. Because guess what? The food is dope. And by the way, y'all, I can cook. I can throw down. I'm no joke in the kitchen. All right. So this list is foolish. Now, fellas, you guys came back. Y'all had a clap back. And some of it was foolish. Some of it was valid. And I'm going to get to that as well. And I'm going to read that. So it says single mothers. Good luck with that. Fellas, you going to be by yourselves if you just not dating single moms. But I understand the preconceived notion of dating a single mother because it comes with a lot of headaches if the single mother is not of an advanced level of thinking. Women with tattoos. How many tattoos? Because if she's just got one or two, I'm going to get over it. If she's got a whole body of tattoos, now we pushing it a little bit. I don't know what women who dress like this in public means, but whatever. Sex workers, OnlyFans, girls, mattress actresses, strippers, call girls, escorts. Okay, I get it. Yeah. No, that's a whole nother problem. Instagram models. They're not trying to date you. Regular dudes. Women with an Instagram page. What is your Instagram page about? Is it business related? Is it fitness related? Is it just nothing but booty pics? Because, I mean, I understand if it's fitness related, it is genuinely fitness related. Where you are not just showing yourself at the height of your beauty. You are showing the ugliness of the hard work that it takes for you to look as phenomenal as you look. If that's the case, if that's the case, why not? sure. But if you're just taking Instagram photos of yourself and it's everything about you and all this other stuff, nah, I mean, nope. Women with non-ear piercings. Depends on where the piercings are. Women with purple hair or any other unnatural color. Ladies, if you're looking like the Kellogg's rooster, nah. Sorry. Ain't gonna work for me. Not me. It might work for some other dude. And from the way it looks right now, it ain't looking good for most dudes. Alright? But if you're looking like the Kellogg's rooster out here, I'm not cool with it. Women with hoe friends. Guilt by association. If all your friends is just out here running the city girl life and you claim you're not, I'm gonna look at you side-eyed. And you might be just for the moment instead of for a lifetime. Models who market to men. I'm not even going to say anything else other than that. Women who travel regularly. How are you traveling? Where are you traveling to? How are you financing your trips? Is it really you or is it someone else? Because if someone else is financing your trips, I'm not about that. And you could say it's you financing your trips, but I'm not trying to hear that. Especially when we're on the dating phase of everything. Nope. Women who drink liquor regularly. Now, full disclosure, my wife used to drink. Only on weekends, to be fair. It wasn't regularly like every day. I've dated some women who drank every day. Wasn't trying to keep them. Just so you know. Women with weak or absentee fathers. Yeah. That might be a little bit of a problem. Women who live alone. I don't know what that means. Women with a party voice. Oh, yeah. Like, hi. Oh, my God. Or sounds mad aggressive. Sounds like Ice Spice. Nah. We nope. And I'm talking about her rap voice. I don't know what she sounds like when she talks normally. But her rap voice, no. I know people who sound like Ice Spice raps. It's not a good, no. Women on dating apps. Yeah, they looking to just get smashed. Women who have been on Fresh and Fit. Yeah, that's a little funny. Yeah, because they have a bad mindset already. If they've been on there, they weren't there. They were there probably because they were number 4 on the number 4 list. Women with lists. Like where not to take me on the first date. Yeah, you ain't getting nowhere. Not with me. Women who have been engaged. How many times? Once? Maybe. Twice? 3 times? Yeah, suspect. Divorcees. Who divorced who? Why did you get divorced? First and foremost, before we get there, because I was a divorcee and so was my wife. So, has to be a little bit of accountability there. Has to be a little bit of self-reflection as opposed to just simply saying, oh, he was a pig. He was abusive. He was narcissistic. Blah, 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 blah. And I had to go. There has to be more to it than that. American black women. Now we get a little crazy now. Because I love black women. Have a problem with the way some of y'all think right now. But no. And women raised in the West, meaning Western culture, not the West as in California, Nevada, or actually, maybe, I don't know. But Western civilization. I would say no. Again, you can meet somebody. None of these things will disqualify you outright except for a few of them. But All depends on the nuances of your answers within these 21 lists. Fellas, some of this is unrealistic. Some of this is very unrealistic. And I know that most of this was in satire to counteract the places you shouldn't take a woman on a date list. But in all seriousness, I know that there are men out here that are taking this list extremely seriously. And they're going to try to live by it. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to live alone. Because everybody is imperfect, including you. You seeking perfection is not going to work. You need to humble yourselves and seek out someone that fits you, that supports you, that loves and genuinely cares for you. And then after that, don't be a dick. And I'm pretty sure your marriage will last quite a long time. I have a quirky personality. I'm not exactly, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a cold individual. I'm very caring. I'm very loving. But I'm affectionate in certain ways. I can be affectionate, but I'm not affectionate. Right? But I do know my wife's worth. And I do value her greatly. And I do express with extreme regularity my love and desire for her. And that should be the end goal for you fellas. You should be looking for a woman that even if she may have made mistakes in the past, she has learned from them, grown from them, and has become a better person as a result. Ladies, if you want to get a second date at all with anybody, if you want to be on a perpetual first date, by all means, keep that stupid list that you got. If you want perpetual foodie calls because you can't quite afford a week's level of groceries in the house and you can't cook, okay, do you. But that list, very foolish. Because most of those things on that list is exactly what it will take for you to get a second date with most guys. Because what you don't understand is, ladies, is most guys are testing you already. They want to see how you're going to react to this date. Are you going to act like your nose is turned up, like you smelling poo-poo? Or are you going to act like you're here for the person that asked you out in the first place? Now, granted, I'm not saying that that you're only worth a Big Mac or that you're only worth a Baconator. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you are pleasant while we're having coffee or eating ice cream and you look just normal, and I think you're a beautiful woman without being glammed up, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what most men are thinking. That, man, if I'm having such a good time with her here, imagine when I take her out the next time. And imagine what she's going to look like when she gets all dolled up, when she puts on her bad dress, when she puts on a little bit of makeup. Not looking like Stephen King's It when she comes out the house, but got a legit nice level of makeup on. Got her hair done. Her nails don't look like raptor claws, but they're nice and manicured and long, natural long. She don't got fake eyelashes in her hair, in her eyes. She don't look like Mr. Snuffleupagus in this piece with a side of the Kellogg's rooster. She just looks pleasant to look at. And by being pleasant to look at, she is now the date is even better now, because We're at a really nice place. Food is delicious, even better than the food or better than the coffee that we had on our first date. And then here we are talking and laughing and getting to know each other, getting a little serious, but not too serious, learning about each other, learning our quirks, and being the best version of ourselves on the date. Who knows what happens at the other end of that? Hopefully it works in your favor, both men and women. But I will tell you this, if y'all want to keep compiling lists, I guarantee you, better yet promise you, you're going to be by yourselves, men and women. I'm only telling you this so that you can be the best you. Guys, I appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Click on the all notifications button when you subscribe so you can get every bit of information I put out. Have a nice day. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.